Hey everyone, so I'm going to do a video today on my van Rohmer. This has got to do with the Boxeer conversion that I did. I put a couple videos up and I have a lot of people still asking questions about this Boxeer 2.0 TDI engine that I stuck in this thing. Boxeer is the name of the company. You guys can look them up and find out more about them that way. It's a very expensive conversion. It cost me just shy of 20 grand to have that company put the engine in. And when I got it back, it still needed thousands and thousands of dollars worth of work that Vanagon Automotive down in St. Paul had to do. But I'm still getting a lot of questions on it, and I'm going to try to answer some of them. So the first thing is, and this is one that keeps getting asked, I got my back cushion here. I'm going to take it out, and you'll see that I have a cutout here that's been made in the cushion. So that cushion is it's only a couple inches thick from this side that you're laying on because it's missing this whole section here. So when you're laying on this thing, it is a little different to lay on it than it would be if it had the full cushion. There is a fix for that, and that is Go Westy makes a cushion. As a matter of fact, I'll grab it here and show you guys. So I got this cushion from Go Westy, and it unfolds, and it ends up being the exact same size as the bed would be. So it makes up for that little bit of cushion that I lost. Plus, it makes the extra stuff more comfortable too. All right. So the reason that thing's got a cutout in it is because of this. Can you guys see that in there? Yeah, I think you can. I hope you can. So right here, if I come down low, it'll probably show. My engine cover had to have this build out here, this section put on. I'll take it off to show you guys a little better. There's the other side. So as you can see, it's got that center section's about this much higher than it would normally be, and that's because the TDI engine, let me just show you guys here. All right, there we go. That's because the intake on it sticks up higher. And if you look here, it's all been welded. That's because it even originally sticks up even higher than that. And Boxeer over there, they cut it up, they push it, bend it down or whatever, and re-weld it so it stays lower. One of the issues and one of the questions with that, and one of the questions that I've had a couple times is, did Boxeer tell me about that? No, he didn't. I didn't know there was going to be a build out on my engine cover, and I don't like that. So had I known that, I probably wouldn't have went with him. And in hindsight, I sure wouldn't go with him now because of all the issues I've had with customer service, the quality, and we'll talk about some of those things in a little bit. But I wasn't aware that this was going to have to be this way. If I would have went with a different, I still would have went with a TDI engine. There's places around the country that do them. The older version, I think it's a 1.9, and that sits underneath it the way it should be. So that was like the big question I keep getting asked is about this, this setup here and how that all works. Well, now you see. So one of the other things that I don't know that I've mentioned this with using Boxeer, I had to send my Volkswagen, my Vanagon here, Rohmer, down to him to do the work. And like I said, it was almost 20 grand just to have him do the work. And then I had to get it trailered back because it wouldn't drive. And when I gave it to him with a Subaru 2.5 liter engine in here with 30,000 miles on it. And there was nothing wrong with it. There was nothing wrong with the whole conversion. It's just that it didn't have the power I was looking for, and that's why I went with the TDI. I live in Duluth, and everything is hills here. But I asked him about my engine that he was taking out, if he could just run it to the end of his driveway so that I could have a trucking company pick it up. Because, it was a low mileage engine. Everything was there. Maybe I'd buy another Vanagon. Maybe I'd give it to a friend of mine. Maybe I'd do something with it, but it was my engine, and I wanted my engine back. and he would not bring it down to the end of his driveway so that I could get it picked up. He said his driveway was too long, and then he didn't have a way to do that. So he ended up getting my engine and the conversion, everything, the wiring harness, the whole works, to put in another vehicle for absolutely free. And I gotta tell you, that was a hard pill to swallow. I'm not over it yet. And then you gotta top it off. I had to go to Vanagon, or excuse me, Van Gogh out of St. Paul, Minnesota. They had to completely rewire this thing. I mentioned it before. It wasn't starting really well because the glow plugs weren't coming on. And Van Gogh called him up to talk to him about it, and what he said as a fix was not to try to figure out how to get the glow plugs to turn on, but to buy a better battery and a stronger starter, and that would fix it for cold weather starting. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So what did Van Gogh do? They went and figured out how to get the glow plugs to work. But yeah, that's the engine here. Now that it's fixed, I love it. Yeah, now that it's fixed, I love it. It looks good in there. I found a hack out for this by buying that Go Westy, other pillow setup to go over it, so that's cool. And so we're going to be comfortable that way. You guys haven't seen the inside of my bus. I got it pretty tore up right now. All of this stuff normally sits back there, and I had to remove it so that I could show you guys the engine compartment. But here's my van. I've done some walk-arounds of it already, so you guys that follow me have already seen it. But I'm pretty pumped about it. Took a long time to get it to this point. This is new. This grill and these headlights, they don't look like it, but they are LED and they're really bright. I'm using a Pocket Osmo here for my camera today and kind of fighting with it a little bit. This is my van. Got that blocked off because I'm running like a, some refrigerator like you'd see in a semi. This one here is for my air pump. I've got a hose that hooks there. I can lower and raise the tire pressures. Here's my Shore plug-in. This is how I fill it with water. So a little different setup than original because I've got that there. I know that somebody asked about my tank down there. It looks like a stock tank, but it is the oversized one, so it holds more propane. And here, let me get this thing. I got my camera attached to a tripod. I'm going to remove that. Be a little easier to carry around here. Then that's the Fox suspension I got in there. It's got a 1.5-inch lift kit, but when I switched to this suspension, it put me up another 1/2 inch or so. So I got probably, it'd be considered a 2-inch lift kit at this point. Somebody asked me what these were. These are Max Tracks. You can find out more about them right there at that website, maxtrax.com.au. These are amazing. They'll get you out of some snow jams. I don't know how they work in the mud, but up here in Minnesota, they're pretty helpful. I got the DFG off-road. This is the shower that I've got here. It also can, spray water a little bit. That's that. Maybe with the top up, you guys could see my solar panel up there a little better. There's my solar panel. I got this thing off of, was it Go Westy I bought this from? I think so. And I don't have anything in it yet, but this is all for tools and stuff. I got all my tools in this thing. I just put this on the other day. I know I had one. Oh, it's gone now. I was going to show you the old one, but it was a lot smaller. So this one's the new one, and it's much bigger. And it's sitting on the Go Westy, this mount you can get. It's just that I had to cut the sides off because it has like a lip around it like this here on the sides too. So you can see this box is longer than that, where the other one only was like to here. So I gained all of that. So it's just a lot bigger. You know, I got my tools in there, screwdrivers in there, some fishing gear. If you guys don't know anything about one of these, check it out. It's called Daggerfish. It's a fishing pole, believe it or not. And that's all you need for fishing off the shore. Got this new sticker the other day, put that on. I thought that looked pretty cool. And then I got my new stickers for the YouTube channel. I got one on the sides, I got one on the back window, and then another one around here. Oh, somebody asked me the size of my tires. They're 215 70/16s. That's what I got on there now. And then I got the oversized brakes from Go Westy. So, and disc brakes all the way around. I'm trying to think what else I was getting asked about. This is the GPS by Go Westy speedometer. So this works solely off of a satellite. So when you're going underneath a tunnel or something like that, it will shut off on you. But when you have oversized wheels like this, that's not going to affect anything. You know, normally the speedometer would be off if you go with oversized wheels and tires, but since this is running off a GPS, it stays accurate. So that's pretty cool. And mine failed anyway. I need to do something. Trying to think what else I can show. There's my CB antenna. I don't know if I've shown you guys my CB setup that I thought was really cool and have never used. So basically this is from Vanagon Life, this whole thing here. And this is an extra section. Normally it's just those two cup holders and then the box. Okay. It goes around your seat belts and stuff. It's really, really expensive for that unit, but I got it. But this front section here, it gives you a spot for this particular unit in CB, the Pro 620 or 520 XL. It's made to fit that. And then I got the oh, it's in here. The thing you talk into is in there. But yeah, anyway, that's, you know, I can even use this for another cup holder if I need to. Believe it or not, I get a lot of cups going here sometimes. So this one here fits a Nalgene. That's what I normally drink out of. There's my Nalgene. I usually don't go anywhere without a Nalgene. And then the other one I usually use for coffee. And then my wife will have one of each. And then sometimes I'll have a can of kombucha or something like that. And that's when I use that one. Right now it's just full of stickers. I got rid of the Big Shot Van Cafe shifter. And I went back to stock. So there's a stock system. Van Cafe's shifter was junk. I don't recommend it. I did a video on it. It was absolute shit. Am I supposed to say shit on YouTube? Hopefully that doesn't get me banned or something. But yeah, it was really bad. After like 6 months, it got so sloppy I couldn't even hardly shift it. It was such a pain. And then it kept going into reverse without pushing down and over and up. It would just go, if I went to first gear, it would just go into reverse if I wasn't careful. And that could have tore up my tranny. So anyway, guys, that is, yeah, that's about all I got. So anyway, this video is kind of mostly about Boxeer and some of the questions you guys had on the setup. Gosh, guys, it was so many issues. I don't even know. If you guys are interested, Vanagon Automotive would answer your questions if you're thinking about a Boxeer engine, or maybe you have one. Since I posted that first video talking about Boxeer, they've had multiple customers call them and actually delivered their vans to Vanagon to fix all the issues, the same issues that I had. So he's having these same issues on every one he puts together, evidently, because they're getting the calls. One company, or one guy even sent his Vanagon to Vanagon, and he lived up in Canada. I don't know where in Canada he's from, but he shipped it down there. And I know that got fixed and back on the road, and he's really happy now. But if you have questions, check out Vanagon Automotive, St. Paul, Minnesota. They work on European cars, but their specialty is Vanagons. And Jordan over there and his beautiful wife, Crystal, they would be more than happy to answer any questions and get you guys you know, back on the road, or at least on the road. I can't say back on the road because Boxeer didn't get me on the road. I had to have Vanagon get this. Oh man, guys, it was so much stuff. I can't even remember everything. Wiring, fuel, glow plugs, just it went on and on and on. It just was never ending, the stuff they had to fix. So, and then I paid him to get all my air conditioning stuff all hooked up too, because a new engine, you have to have specialty AC lines made. I paid to have all that done. And yeah, he didn't do any of that stuff. He didn't do half the work that I felt I had coming to me. You know, not to mention the poor shoddy work that he did. So, and then even the things he took off, like the intake and he took I'm babbling now, guys, bear with me. But even the oil pan, even that stuff had to be resealed. He didn't even put it back on right. And then he had to cut down the dipstick. Let me show you here. He had to cut down where am I at here? Come on, no. Sorry, guys, one sec here. The dipstick had to be cut down, right? And now look at it. It's all floppy in there. So I still don't have a fix for that, but there will be one coming. I've got like a screw hole right here. So I will make some sort of mount that goes from here over that holds that. And then I'll probably take this and do something different with it. So it looks like like not something that's been cut off, you know, like that one is. Anything else in here I can show you guys? Here's some stuff that isn't plugged in, but that's meant, you know, that's par for the course. And yeah, not much else to show you guys here. This is a lot of work though, a lot of work. All right, everybody. I hope if you guys got a Vanagon and you're thinking about getting an engine put in there, especially if you're going with a TDI, that you do your homework and don't get ripped off like I did. We'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Hey, thanks for watching that video. I just wanted to let you guys know I have a new website called Vanagon Gear. It goes with my YouTube channel, Roaming with Rohmer. So on that site, you're going to find things like Roaming with Rohmer hats, shirts, things like that. And not just Roaming with Rohmer, but Vanagon stuff in general. Here's the Vanagon Gear hat. Here's my Wander More, Worry Less shirt. You'll find stuff like that on there. So check out the site. Maybe there's something you like, and we'll be adding new graphics and tees and sweatshirts all the time. So anyway, I appreciate your guys' support, and let's keep doing our thing. We'll talk to you guys later.